so welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Holes. Tonight we are continuing on with our Jurassic Park rewatch series. Tonight we're talking about Fallen Kingdom. So there's this one. Next one's in theaters, buddy.
I know, yeah. It's pretty crazy that it's already here.
Yeah, I know. I remember talking about this like 2 months ago, that this was our new plan after watching all the Bonds.
Yeah, like the lead up to all. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, now it's like a couple weeks.
It really is, yeah. It's not, I mean, I think it's literally like 10 days away or something like that. So
yeah, it's crazy.
Something crazy like that, yeah.
It's like next Friday.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, we've been doing this since like what, mid-April or something, I think.
Yeah, right. We started in mid-April.
Yeah, let me see if I have it. Oh.
What?
Beginning of April we did Jurassic Park, so yeah.
Wow.
So we're a couple days shy of 2 months. Pretty crazy.
So 5 movies in 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's nuts. So I remember seeing this one in theaters.
Yeah.
Came out. I remember in theaters that I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah.
There were like certain parts of it that I was like, I don't know why they're doing that, or I didn't really
it was weird, right? Yeah.
People were and like why they were important. But yeah, so so rewatching this, what's your overall?
I definitely don't dislike it as much as I did when I saw it in theaters, which I don't know 100% why I disliked it so much after I saw it. I don't remember why. I mean, we talked about it in a couple of the other podcasts, where it was like some of the stuff that they do in the with the girl and the cloning and the genetic stuff is like, it feels a little. I mean, it's really abnormal for a Jurassic movie.
Yeah.
Like it's a really, really like left turn.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot more than I originally did when I first saw it.
Yeah, I did too, actually. I guess I understood now, rewatching again more, why that like cloning thing was wedged in there.
Right.
Because I didn't really get the story from Jurassic World to this, to Fallen Kingdom, and like why this Ludlow guy was like Hammond's partner, and why they split before the park was built.
Right.
So now that you understand that, you can kind of see like, well, that's, they obviously developed the genetic ability to clone, because that's basically what the dinosaurs are, it's clones.
Right.
So obviously Ludlow wanted to use that on his daughter that was deceased.
Right.
Even Hammond thought that was too much.
Right. Yeah. That's what kind of like dissipated them, like broke them apart.
Yeah.
Was the whole like I don't know, just the whole like you said. But did you get so the understanding is that was Dr. or Professor Lockwood's original daughter.
Oh, Lockwood, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then
what did I say? Ludlow?
Something like that. But
Lockwood, yeah.
So okay, it's the original doctor daughter, right? It's like his, and then she died in an accident, and then he clones her.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that little girl is just like, okay.
Yeah, she's the clone.
Okay.
His original daughter.
I thought that's what it was, but at the same time, I was kind of like, is it what it is?
Yeah, right. Because the maid says, I raised her. I raised both of them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when they show that picture of the lady and, well, I guess like the nanny and the girl, I was like, for a half second, I was like, are they implying that's the mom
Right.
of the of the
Of the
original
original
one?
girl. Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
I
thought
don't
that.
know. I don't. It also kind of played off like it was a nanny thing too. So,
I thought that in theaters too. When I saw it, I didn't really get it.
yeah,
And so the main guy there, the bad guy, is like it's like Lockwood's
yeah,
nephew or something, right?
yeah. It was like his nephew or cousin or
So
something. Yeah,
what's the deal with the Jurassic Park movies? They just hate like nephews, like younger nephews of like these rich guys.
I know. It was really funny. I didn't pick up on that the first time I saw it. I was like, oh, this is literally like the Lost World,
Yeah,
where
it
it's
really
like
is.
the whatever the relative or whatever is like a nasty piece of work. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was. I was just
Yeah.
like, huh. I
Really
remember it
hate
being
nephews.
dumb and mean in the movie, but like I didn't make that connection.
So Hammond's nephew and Lockwood's nephew are both giant pieces of crap.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty funny. So the thing that because you and I have been paying much more attention to the island stuff, I like how again it's like they explain how do you get these guys back on the island, right? That's
Yeah.
like the big story that they always have to
Yeah.
figure out. Okay, he's handling his raptor.
Yeah. Echo's out of control again. Just be a good raptor. Jeez. Okay. Continue.
You got to do that like. um, I don't know how I feel about Claire overall. Still,
Yeah.
I warm up to her in this movie, but still, I
Well, now, because of her actions in the first movie, now she's like a bleeding heart liberal for the
right,
dinosaurs,
right,
which is kind of
right,
like, whatever.
right. But I did like how they roped Chris Pratt Owen's like character like back into
Yeah.
the like how do you get him involved again? And the cool thing is, I didn't even. Why would you think this? It's such a well, it's not a small part in this movie, but it's not something I was looking for in the trailer. Was in the trailer of the Dominion trailer, it shows him out in the snow at a wood log
Oh, yeah.
cabin with a little girl, and I
Mhm.
just
Totally
didn't.
forgot that there's even.
Right.
Yeah,
So
right.
then when it shows this movie, I'm like, oh, the little girl is the clone, and the cabin is what he's building. It's like it's the same place. He's in the middle of building it, and I was
Yeah.
just like, oh, okay, like
That property is amazing.
yeah,
I really like that he's building a cabin out there. It's pretty cool.
yeah, it was really cool. And it was, I don't know, yeah, it was really actually like he was just doing it by himself apparently or something. I don't know. It was really
Yeah.
funny.
I wonder if he got like a settlement check or something from the park and he bought that land.
Probably.
Because that's
Yeah,
that's the
probably.
thing. These movies never talk about like obviously there's major lawsuits. So,
Right, right.
so this is like the second time there's been like an incident at like a Jurassic Park. But
Yeah,
now, what's funny to me is now Lost World is all about like getting the dinosaurs off of Isla
yeah,
Sorna.
yep,
And but what's funny is Lockwood says that him and Hammond like had that island that they like that was their plan.
right, right.
So they just didn't Hammond didn't want to use that island in Lost World or
Right.
what was the
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
like
know what
throwaway
the.
things that like doesn't matter, but also it's like why was it such a big deal then if they had that island?
Yeah, true. Yeah, because like he wants to send him to the other thing where it's like perfectly enclosed, and it's like, yeah, but you have the
Yeah.
other island.
He
Yeah,
wanted them just to stay on that island and just be, like a natural preserve, but he also owned an island that was a natural preserve.
and the interesting thing is that's what you said. I think the last podcast you said that, I thought something like made it happen, but it was really just the Earth's life was the volcano erupting.
Yeah, right.
It was like so they built so like Hammond and also the whatchamacallit the guy from the Jurassic World like redid it. And it's just like even if nothing had happened 3 years ago at
They
Jurassic
still
World,
knew it
like
was the volcano.
a volcano would have still erupted. So it's like it was kind of bizarre that
Yeah, it's like, oh well, it's a volcano now. Who would have known?
right.
But now what's funny is that scene where they're talking about like, should we let the volcano take over and be like the new extinction of the dinosaurs, or should we not? Like, that's a cool topic.
Yeah,
Well, what I thought was funny about that is they basically were saying like the volcano will definitely get rid of all the dinosaurs. Like they're all gonna be dead.
sure.
Then they show like that top view of the island, and like the volcano is over here and it's like exploding, and there's lava here, and there's like this whole other half of the island is all mountains. It's all
Right.
hills, and there's like it's perfectly green, and all the lava is going down here into the ocean. It's like they're it wouldn't have wiped out the entire island
No,
anyway. There's still dinosaurs over there.
right.
The one thing I did enjoy though is so in the trailer for Dominion,
Okay.
the mosasaur coming out and getting that
Oh,
crabfish or
the
whatever.
yeah, the cage thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was always just like, oh, wow, that's cool, but didn't really put together like why there was a mosasaur.
Right. Right.
All the
Right.
other dinosaurs make sense, you know. I remember that like they let them all out of that mansion at the end,
Right.
but the mosasaur was just like, okay, whatever. But I forgot in the beginning of the movie they literally go and get the Indominus Rex bone, and the mosasaur gets
Yeah.
on
Me
it.
too. I totally forgot about that.
That's a great opening.
It really is. It
It's so
really,
good.
really like it's like a wonderful puzzle piece for the two movies.
Yeah,
And it's just like,
it's super
oh,
cool.
I remember it happening, right? I remember watching it and like
Yeah,
them escaping it and all that stuff, but like I don't know, just didn't I
I
don't know, I guess
think
I just didn't pay that much attention
I
to it.
think that's the fastest in any Jurassic Park movie that we've seen dinosaurs, because it's like immediate. It's like the first part of the movie.
Sure, I mean technically Lost World, you see the camp compies really
Yeah,
quick.
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
But that's not really like they're like little lizard dudes.
Yeah, right. But these are like
And then like you said in 3, the boat people mysteriously get eaten or whatever. Yeah, so yeah, you're right. It's
but
the fastest.
so you know how we always we nitpick everything. Those guys, so like they work for InGen. Those guys,
Right.
right? They know they're on the island where Jurassic Park was. They know all the dinosaurs have escaped the
Right.
pens. They know the island is ran with dinosaurs.
Right.
They're hoping that the mosasaur is dead because there's nothing to feed on.
For
Right?
3 years,
It's
right.
closed in a pen, which you would think that it would be dead by then. So whatever, that's fine. Yeah, I would assume the mosasaur would be dead too. But then you have the, the idiot. He's like on land, and he's like, I can't reach him on the comms. And they're like, get up, you know, dude, go. And he's like, they're not answering. It's like that's not what. Obviously, that's not what they're talking about, dude. You're on an island surrounded by dinosaurs.
Right.
What do you think they would be waving their flashlights and like
Right.
like
Like what do you think they're
no,
doing?
I don't hear any response on the comms. That's not. It's like
Yeah.
that's not what they're talking about, you idiot.
Oh man, it was so funny too. I was just like, yeah, dude. If I looked over at the helicopter and they're all like, I'd be like, oh, I gotta get out of here.
No. What's the helicopter's job? The helicopter's job was to be in the air and wait for the sample to come to the surface so they could get it.
Yeah.
Why would they land? It's obviously an emergency if they're landing.
Oh man, yeah.
It's
I
just like
know.
immediately, like if you lose contact with the submarine that's in a like 200-foot tank,
Yeah.
obviously it's obviously not just like a technical malfunction.
No, no.
Especially from like the helicopter's perspective, it's you can clearly see like the little lights under the water. And there's just like
Yeah.
on no lights.
Yeah.
I
It
do
was a
like
cool shot. It was a cool shot when you see the lightning flashes and you see like its mouth
yeah, like behind
behind it. Yeah. That was a cool shot.
yeah. I like that too because he's on the ladder and they're about to cut the ladder off, and the T-Rex has got the ladder. And then he finally gets away, and they're like, "Yeah, all right." Yeah. And then the Mosasaur jumps out and gets so good.
Let go of the ladder.
And even that scene, it's just like the guy's just like he's like this. It's like, dude, climb the ladder. Just climb the ladder. Get into the helicopter so they can cut the thing. Like, it's just like you have all these experienced people, and they just like immediately they just like lose their mind.
Yeah, you would think that whoever is sending him in, whether it was Henry Wu or the cousin there or nephew, whatever he was, like you would think that they would vet these guys a little bit more.
Well, it's just like in the last movie, right, where like the Jurassic containment guys, so like these big, like super strong, dudes. They're like, yeah, we're like the acid containment unit. Anything gets out of these cages, we're your guys.
Yeah.
And they go in and they just immediately destroyed by the Indominus.
I can camouflage.
As soon as he picks up the thing, right, where he's like, oh, it took out its tracking device. Should have been like, all right, switch to live rounds. Eyes out. They're just like, huh, that's weird. And he's like, oh, is that blood? Dude.
Yeah, start running now.
But as far as like, to go from the Indominus Rex to the Indoraptor, so much more like a giant dinosaur is terrifying. But that giant dinosaur, like in a smaller package,
right?
Bigger than a raptor, that's terrible. That's terrible. That thing is.
Oh terrible. Yeah. It was interesting because, like, I don't know. I just didn't like. I didn't realize in Jurassic World that the Indominus Rex was like super intelligent. Because like I remember the movie and I remember the pulling the tracker out and a couple other things.
Yeah.
But like it was basically like chasing a human, essentially. Like you're chasing somebody who's really smart. And then when they did it in this movie, I was like, oh, it just like all the stuff I think I maybe had issues with.
It made sense that like Indominus Raptor was super intelligent.
Yeah. Because raptors are already like incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's scary. Cool. It's scary that I think it was just a prototype too.
Yeah. And originally when I watched it the first time, I remember thinking like all the scenes at the house and the auction and all that stuff was just like just dreary.
Yeah. I did too.
Yeah, and then now going back, I was thinking to myself, I was like, honestly, it's really just the Lost World just done slightly differently.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, I mean, it's like bring back all the animals, and then they're like going to start a new park, but instead of starting a new park, they're going to release, give them to other nations to do whatever they want with them.
62 millions.
62 millions. Yeah.
I remember Adrian and I were laughing at that in the theaters. 65 millions.
Yeah, like he doesn't have to. Yeah.
It's just so like typical like Russian.
Like painful.
55 millions.
Yeah. 66 millions. Yeah.
Oh man.
I think the only goofy thing that happened, and it was fine. It's fine. Like it's not
the tooth guy. No,
tooth guy is okay. It's just stupid that he did that, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
But no, the thing I was thinking was when Owen gets hit with the dart.
Oh yeah.
And then the lava's coming, and I'm like, it's a little. And I get it because Chris Pratt's a great comedic physical actor, and he looks silly going over the wall.
Movie that's like silly.
Yeah, and I was like, it's fine, but it's one of those things like it just feels out of place.
Yeah, it did.
But hey, but did you realize? You probably did. I didn't. Totally forgot about it. That scene where he meets Blue out in the opening. That's the Tim and Alan Grant. The upside down Jurassic Park thing is like they're on the bottom half of the T-Rex battle. That's why it's like tipped over and the tire is missing. It's the car that Tim is in, and then Alan and Tim are on the bottom, and it crashes on
You
top
know
of them, and then they run.
what's interesting is I recognize that Explorer, but
Yeah,
I didn't even think about it.
yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah. It's the whatever the Explorer that came out of the tree and almost
Yeah.
crushed Alan and Tim.
Wow,
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
I didn't either, and I was like looking at it, and I was like, wait a
Why
minute,
would there
and I
be
looked at the
Explorer
tire. The tire in the
that the
scene
T-Rex bites off?
is gone. There's no tire on it. And I was like, oh, it's the tire from Jurassic Park. So it's the car
Huh.
literally from the incident.
That's really cool, dude. I'm gonna have to go
Yeah.
back and watch that.
So then when you watch it, so it was even more symbolic when you were watching the lava like burn the car. It was kind of like showing you that like it's killing everything. It's killing not only the island, but also Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Like it's getting rid of everything.
Yeah, just even seeing that like original visitor center go is sad.
Yeah.
I love the way that visitor center looks, right? Where like
Yeah.
the cars are on the track, it's got that like curved shape with
Yeah.
like the hatched roofs, and then right around the thing is like the door that goes into the park. It's just such a great designed like entrance to a park. So cool.
Yeah, I'm sure Steven Spielberg or somebody, whoever sat down and talked to like theme park people or looked at theme park stuff, because it's like it's easily like this is. That's the one thing I always wondered. Why doesn't Universal make? I know they have like rides and sections, but like they should make a legitimate whatever Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, whatever you want to call it, and just be animatronics or
like how Disney made Bat 2, like the Star Wars, like
yeah, exactly.
in one of their parks, just have it be like this section of the map is just all.
It's just Jurassic. Right?
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah,
it'd be super cool, but they won't.
Because you could do that thing that we were talking about. Remember in Jurassic World where they're out and they go underneath, and you see the Mosasaurus here. So you could like almost do like what's the thing in Disney called where you go around it? Center? No, it's the Center of Progress.
Yeah, carousel. Yeah, carousel progress.
It's like you're inside the thing and you sit and the thing moves.
Yeah, your seats actually move around the stage.
So I was thinking you could like you're sitting around the tank and like what you think is the tank is just like a giant television screen and you're watching the Mosasaurus, and then he hits the glass and they spray water on you. Like you could literally
that ride is basically that, but you're on like a little like boat going through the water.
Right.
That new improved ride is basically what you said. You go in you're on a little boat, whatever. You go through the Mosasaur exhibit and the doors open and you go inside this little tunnel and it's all screens all the way down the tunnel. And you can see the Mosasaur come in and he goes under. And it looks really cool. But it's just a little part of that ride. The rest of it's honestly, it's pretty lame. It's like, because the original one was like, right, you do the ride, then you come over the thing, T-Rex pops out and you go underneath him. And it's basically the same thing now. T-Rex still comes out, but the Indominus Rex is like coming around the corner too.
Gotcha.
And that's it. I mean, it's pretty lame. It's pretty lame.
Yeah.
So yeah, the tooth guy.
Yeah.
He's a funny character. Like the whole movie, it's like all these movies have to have one of these like adventure guys that are like in charge of the.
Well, it's like it's literally just you keep seeing the mirroring of Lost World. He's literally the guy hunting the T-Rex. I mean, it's the same guy, except in that movie, that guy didn't die, right? He knew well enough to not put his neck out in the line, where in this movie, this guy was kind of an idiot. But
at least they set up in the beginning of the movie that like, he's taking the teeth from the other dinosaur off the island.
Yeah, true.
But it's just funny that like he had no idea what was going on in that mansion. He hears all this running and screaming, and he goes in there. It's like, I want the other half of my payment. And he's like, oh, what's this? I didn't see this thing on the island. It's like, dude, you're an idiot. I love that how he's like, he tranks him. And he goes to the tooth, and like you see the tail come up.
Yeah. And it kind of like smiles when it looks at
Yeah,
him. Yeah, yeah.
but I do. I like the. I kind of like the ending, how it's like scary in that mansion
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
storm and the thing that I was thinking about was like blue's like kill count now is like very high as far as like bigger dinosaurs that it's taken out.
Oh, that's true.
It helps take out the Indominus Rex at the end with the T-Rex. And in this movie, it pretty much single-handedly takes out the Indoraptor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it always shows up at the end to kill the. So I wonder what dinosaur in Dominion it's going to take out.
Well, apparently the whatever just giant
The
gigantosaurus.
Gigantosaurus, yeah.
So what are we? So we're supposed to think. So it'll have been 4 years between these two movies in theaters, but probably only a couple. I mean, filming it's probably only like 2 or 3 years again.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So yeah, I'm curious to see because now looking at it, Jurassic World is a lot like Jurassic Park, and Jurassic Fallen Kingdom is a lot like The Lost World.
Right.
Obviously, big differences, but similar tone. So now I think like, well, will Dominion be a lot like 3? But I don't really see how because that was like a rescue movie. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't know that. So that's kind of what I was saying last time is that some of the stuff I was reading is basically saying this isn't going to be Jurassic World 3. It's going to be Jurassic Park 4.
Or yeah, I see.
That makes sense watching, these two new movies. So it's kind of like, now the future actions have led to like the park basically having now people have to blend with dinosaurs in the real world
Yeah.
and bringing back the original cast. I don't know. I'm
I'm
excited to see
really
that.
interested.
I'm just really interested to see how they bring everybody back in a way.
Yeah, me too.
They set the groundwork for Ian Malcolm. Like that makes total sense to me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But to get like Ellie Sattler and Grant back, like why? They're paying
Right.
What would he possibly?
Right.
So I don't know. I think honestly that's what I'm most interested about that movie.
Yeah, is what they're gonna do.
Yeah, and now the newer trailers have kind of shown that like Owen's main part in that movie is he's going to get like Blue's kid.
Yeah.
Like whole storyline
Yeah.
is he's going to save the baby dinosaur.
He's saving Eric. It's a rescue movie, and he's saving Eric. No, I just. But
yeah, that's funny. That would be funny. The Kirby's come back. What if the hunter guy from Lost Worlds comes back and it's like his chance to actually hunt like
yeah, I don't know what they're gonna end up. Honestly, I mean, right, probably the most interesting thing besides the original, the original like team coming back is like dinosaurs are just a part of the daily life, perhaps only on the West Coast or in the United States. I don't know.
I don't know. It's got to be set further in the future because it just seems like it's just they let like 10 dinosaurs out of that mansion.
Right.
And all the trailers are like all these species that we've never seen in any of the movies. It's like,
right.
How are they breeding? And now there's like feathered dinosaurs, so they must have been like breeding, or something happens with like Wu's lab, or I don't know. The beginning of the movie has to set up like another breakout somewhere.
Yeah, why there's so many dinosaurs.
Because even Henry Wu comes back and he says, we did a terrible thing. So like something has to happen to let more like dinosaurs out. It can't just be the ones that they let out of the mansion.
No. And did you like the fact that the clone girl pushing it made me think a lot about what Jeff Goldblum's character says, like at the end of the movie about how like they don't like you can account for all these other things, but you can't account for like the stuff that's like random that you should be accounting for because it always happens.
Hmm.
And it was the thing I was thinking, like, if Benjamin Lockwood didn't clone his daughter,
Hmm.
the dinosaurs would have just burned in the mansion because
Yeah.
Claire didn't push it and nobody else was rushing to do it. You know what I mean? So it's like his initial actions led to what happened
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Chaos. It's chaos there.
It's chaos, right? Yeah, yeah.
But it's
And
the
I was like,
butterfly. It's the butterfly effect. It's
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And I was like, I liked it because it really played into his how he talks in Jurassic Park and how he talks specifically in this, like in the beginning and end of this movie.
Yeah.
I thought he had when I saw the trailers for him, he has like this slick, like super comb over Jeff Goldblum hair, and I was like, it's like in the other movie he had like a beard and like a mullet, but then I watched this and it's like no, he just has a beard. I thought he had like super long hair, but
No,
he
just the
didn't.
goatee. It
Yeah,
actually looks really good on him.
he did look good with it. Yeah, no, and it was nice to see him, right? Because
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him since Lost World. So
Yeah,
yeah.
right. Yeah. Did you catch the callback to I forget man, I forget the kid's name. So in the first movie where she's in the dishwasher thing and she's trying to shut the door. And
Oh yeah, Lex and Tim.
yeah, Lex is trying to shut the door and the raptor comes and slams into the thing. So
Okay.
they do that scene in this movie with Claire where she's in the dumbwaiter and the Indoraptor
Oh,
is coming after her and she's trying to
she's
shut
trying
the
to pull
door.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
love
didn't think about that. No, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was cool.
She's like, yeah.
Yeah. So looking back, I enjoyed this movie in the theaters, but I remember there being a lot more about it I didn't enjoy for some reason.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe we must have been in bad moods when we went to see it or something.
I guess so. Like, I specifically don't own it because I was like, I didn't like that movie.
Yeah, I know. No, yeah, it's a pretty good movie. It's a pretty good follow-up movie.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it was a little dry, a little odd in the genetic end of it. Like the cloning
Mhm.
house auction end of it is just a different tone for the movies,
Yeah.
but
And all
it,
that
it
really does is leads up to the end where she says she lets the dinosaurs out of the mansion. She says they're alive like me.
right, exactly. Yeah. It's just
I mean,
like
that's really all it is.
yeah, it's a really unique and interesting way to basically do the thing that they wanted to do probably the whole time, which was bring dinosaurs to mainland.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to Dominion.
Me too. Yeah. Now
Even
after
more so
especially
now.
seeing this, and yeah, I have like I have a different appreciation and hope for it, and I really hope that the movie
Yeah.
doesn't let us down too badly.
I don't think it will.
I hope not. No, I really hope.
At the end
It
of the
seems like
day,
it's gonna be really good, but
at the end of the day, it's a dinosaur movie with
yeah,
actors from our childhood. So
true.
it's gonna hit
Yeah,
the nostalgia button just enough, I think, to
just
cover
enough.
Chris Pratt walking around with a baby velociraptor on his back.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah. All right. So that was Fallen Kingdom.
that was Fallen Kingdom.
So we will be back after we see Dominion,
Yep.
and we will probably use the teleporter machine to have a nice set piece for the Jurassic set piece.
Yeah.
Go into the past and see if
Travel back in time.
the nerd holes in time.